The San Jose Sharks make a trade, sending Mackenzie Blackwood to the Colorado Avalanche for a deal involving Alexandar Georgiev, my favorite goalie in the NHL. This is Teal Town Live. But of course, if you want to be a part of the show, you can hit us up on all the social media platforms. We are at tealtownusa.com. We do audio on all your favorite podcatchers. If we're not there, I would be shocked. And yeah, I mean, it's time to talk about the trade. It is me. It is Jules. It is Teal Town USA live. So I my phone was on fire.
Yeah, my phone also blew up about 4 seconds after I left class. So, yeah, Blackwood is now Colorado Avalanche, and the Sharks now have Georgiev. So if you were worried about the Sharks winning too much, don't be.
Yeah,
don't be. We're fine. The tank is still good.
I think. Oh, the tank has never been in better shape, in my opinion.
The tank, Schaefer, you are going to be a San Jose Shark. We will have our defense figured out, and life will be awesome in about a year.
Let's get into the trade here first, and then I think we can kind of break this down here. So here's the trade. The San Jose Sharks get goaltender Alexandar Georgiev. They get forward Nikolai Kovalenko, a 2026 second round pick. They get a conditional 2025 fifth round pick. Colorado will send the worst of their current fifth round picks in 2025, Colorado's or Vancouver's. If two of the following three conditions are met, the Blackhawks, the Avalanche are in the 2025 conference final. Mackenzie Blackwood plays 30 games or wins 25 games, which I think behind Colorado, I think you could probably hit two of those three.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I don't know about the conference finals, just because, playoffs are kind of a different beast, but I think as good as Scott Wedgwood's been there so far, I think that Mackenzie Blackwood, I don't know if like Scott Wedgwood's a guy you want to play a ton of, right? Like, I think he's good in spot starts, but I don't know if you want him carrying like a huge load like I think Mackenzie Blackwood can carry. And the Colorado Avalanche, before I just completely go off in another direction, the Colorado Avalanche acquire goaltender Mackenzie Blackwood, forward Giovanni Smith, and a 2027 fifth round pick from the San Jose Sharks. That is your trade.
How lovely. I mean, listen, I think Mackenzie's Blackwood's value will never be higher than it was now. Like, it after that like 50 save performance versus the Panthers, like I don't think his trade value is getting any higher. So I think Mike Greer pulled this at the right time for everyone being like, I wanted a first round pick. We were never getting a first round pick, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
is never going to be there for a first round pick.
I don't think the history is there enough to warrant a first round pick. And I like Mackenzie Blackwood. I am a big fan of Mackenzie Blackwood. I am really sad to see Mackenzie Blackwood go from this team. I understand it's a business, but I just, I think that, again, like Mackenzie Blackwood's done some really good things here. I was surprised that teams kind of didn't circle around him sooner than this. And, I'm happy for him, right? Because I think it's really good. Now, I think a lot of people were kind of hoping that Mackenzie Blackwood would get an extension because the thing with Mackenzie Blackwood, obviously, is his deal expires at the end of the year. And I honestly wonder, had this gone on longer, had he stayed in San Jose longer with no extension, if another team wouldn't come in free agency, it was in a better situation, and you could lose him in free agency anyway
for nothing, basically. Yeah,
right. Like it was never a given that Mackenzie Blackwood would be here beyond this year. So I think that given that knowledge, and given what the Sharks did, like, I like this trade for the Sharks. I don't like this trade for the Sharks right now. Just because I don't think much of Georgiev, and I don't think much of Vanacek. And I think a lot of people feel like, oh, that now Askarov's going to get a go, but he's not.
I think so. I honestly, because I was texting people as this trade was like guessing the return, I did not think Georgiev was going to be a part of this, mainly because I thought the Sharks saw enough of ASCII down in the AHL. Also, AJ bring up a good point. I'll mention that in a second, but mainly because ASCII was putting up ridiculous numbers in the AHL. I thought, oh, maybe it is his time. But also we can't forget that the Sharks acquired Blackwood for a 6th round pick.
Yeah.
2 years ago. And Greer has made that 6th round pick for Mackenzie Blackwood into a 2nd round pick and a 25-year-old forward.
Yeah.
Potential, in my opinion. So, and like Pat is saying here, I think I am also on the same boat. I think Askarov is staying in the A. Just let him gel with an actual.
I think they have a timeline with Askarov, and I don't think this changes it until maybe if the Sharks trade Vanacek at the trade deadline or flip Georgiev at the trade deadline, which I don't think they will be able to do. But if they do move another goalie, I think that does give room for Askarov to come up. But I don't think that this move dictates. I think the timeline's still the same. The Sharks now, again, with Georgiev coming in, they have 2 goalies that are signed until the end of the season.
Yep.
And, one or neither of them will be back, and Askarov will be.
Yeah. It's fun. Honestly, I know this is where Ian and I probably disagree. I'd rather have Askarov right now down in the A playing with the
I don't want I want this team to be watchable, which I do have concerns with now. I don't want this to turn into last year. That's my
I don't think it will, because I still think the team is better. Now, granted, Mackenzie Blackwood carries a lot of the load. I am fully aware of that statement, but I still think it won't be as bad as last year. And also, don't forget, I'm not saying this will happen again. Do not quote me on this, but Tiger, when the Sharks traded for Blackwood, it was the same thing that was going on with Georgiev right now. Everyone was like, his career's in shambles. He played horrible. And then look what happened. Sometimes a change of scenery, especially with goalies, they're effing voodoo magic. I'm sorry.
I've never been I don't know. I hear that, but I've never been high on Georgiev.
Oh, and that's real. But I still think the Sharks will be watchable. I'm pinning this clip from Vegas. I can't wait, Tiger. Yay. And also, I don't know. I think this will be fine. And they get another 25-year-old that they can plop into the lineup and send Cardwell back down to the A, maybe.
Yeah.
To give the Cuda more help, because we're just stacking the Cuda, it seems like right now.
Yeah, let's talk about Nikolai Kovalenko for a second. Funny story that's obviously made the rounds now, and Ryan's bringing it up in chat. I think someone else brought it up in chat too. That his dad was sent to Montreal as part of the Patrick Waugh trade 29 years ago, which is hilarious. I don't think that Mackenzie Blackwood is Patrick Waugh. I like Mackenzie Blackwood a lot. Patrick Waugh, he is not. But I think here's the thing. I think that when you look at Mackenzie Blackwood, he's good enough that I feel like he can backstop that team to a cup.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? It could be a situation where he goes and then Sharks fans are really mad because he wins a cup in Colorado. Yeah. And I'm going to be like, whatever.
Hey, we got more for him than we did for Adin Hill. So
yeah, that's true. So I think
did go win a cup.
I don't know, man. And maybe they can fix Georgiev before the end of the season, but I it's fine, right? But I like what Colorado's done. I think for Colorado, I think they've gotten a goalie who I think should be able to help them right the ship a little bit. Obviously, Colorado sometimes plays defense. Defense is sometimes very optional in Colorado, and I think Mackenzie Blackwood's used to that kind of thing. But the thing that he's going to get in Colorado that he wouldn't get in San Jose is he's going to get goal support.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you're playing behind Cale Makar.
Yeah. I'm I think it's a really good situation for Mackenzie Blackwood to be in. And I really hope he does well in Colorado. I don't care about the Avalanche one way or the other, but I hope Mackenzie Blackwood does well there. Yeah, it sucks. I won't be mad. If Colorado turns around and win a cup, I'm not gonna be mad about it.
So speaking of Kovalenko, he was like one of the rookies that were kind of hyped this year going into the season because he put up monster numbers in the KHL in 42 games. He had 11 goals, 24 assists, 35 points. And then this year with the Avs, like he never really was with specific line mates. Like it was never really set. He was just kind of bouncing because of all the injuries. So this year with the Avs, 28 games played, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. I think like it's worth the bet.
It's an interesting thing, like, because the thing with Kovalenko, and this is from Jay Fresh on Twitter, like he mentioned that he's played with. I have the tweet here. Give me a second. Let me read this here. He's played 20 or more minutes with 6 different combinations of forwards in just 28 games. So it's really hard when you're constantly having your lines get jumbled like that.
Yeah.
To get into any sort of rhythm. I think with the Sharks, I think he's going to do fine as long as they put him in. Like, I think this guy should be a decent middle 6 player. I like it. I'm willing, like, I like the roll of the dice here for the Sharks. I'm hoping, again, like if he can do good middle 6 things and we can get people that don't belong in the middle 6 out of the middle 6, that would be really nice.
Like a Luke Cunnin. Like him and Wenberg could honestly develop some nice chemistry. That's where I think they or give him a shot in the top 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they put him. It'll be interesting, but again, like I think it's a situation where I'm hoping that it's going to be interesting to see, because obviously Giovanni Smith goes the other way and he's been the healthy scratch. I think they really like Ethan Cardwell.
They love Ethan Cardwell.
So I think I think he stays in the lineup. So I'm curious who's going to start coming out. Is it going to be Grundstrom? Is it going to be Costin? Because someone has to come out of someone has to be the healthy scratch, right? So I'm curious to see who that's going to be.
Yeah.
Whether it's Klim Kostin, whether it's Grundstrom, maybe Ty Dellandrea.
Dellandrea. I've liked Dellandrea. I know he hasn't produced offense. But I've liked Vlasic. We don't know if Vlasic's back yet. And also Vlasic's on D. But I'm fine with this trade. Like the Sharks have a 2nd round pick now in 2026. Magic Beans. You never know what's going to happen with them. They get a young player, 25, that kind of fits the core of
it's a good swing. Like I like the swing. I like the swing. We'll see what happens. I hope it could work out. It could not. I mean, as any of these things, that's kind of how it works with everything. But like I like the swing here. I think that the value that the Sharks got back was pretty good, because again, goalies generally don't return much, and I think as good as Mackenzie Blackwood has been, I think like it's interesting hearing other people talk about Mackenzie Blackwood. And it's interesting because like a lot of people aren't as high on him as Sharks fans are.
Yeah.
See him all the time. So I think for all things considered, I think the Sharks did really well here.
I mean, I have no complaints. Also the Avs did retain 14% of that contract. So there is a shot.
Yes.
Yes, of course. So there is a shot. So there's a shot that, the Sharks flip him if he suddenly gets his game back.
Yeah.
McFarland with a little chuckle just said the fact that Blackwood has had some stellar performances against the Avs didn't hurt when evaluating him as a trade target. I mean, he put up the 50 to 51 2 years ago against the Avs, where the Sharks lost in a shootout before the 11-game losing skid. So yeah, we'll see. Again, this is a fine trade, and Blackwood's value was never going to be higher. So for everyone,
no, I agree. And like I said, and like as much as I like the idea of a tandem of Askarov and Blackwood, there was no guarantee that Blackwood was going to stick around beyond the season.
No, and the Sharks will probably, as my bet, they'll either trade Vanacek or one of those two, Vanacek or Georgie, at the deadline, or they're both just going to go out in free agency. Maybe they keep one of them, and then whoever that one is, you have Askarov and them as a tandem for next year. And then Georgie, Romanov. Oh, that's going to be confusing now. Romanov takes Georgie
Romanov and Georgi Romanov and Alexandar. Yeah, oh my God, all the Russians.
Yaroslav. They have another Yaroslav in the MHL right now He's putting up fantastic numbers. But yeah, they didn't want to cough up there again.
Yeah, McFarland also saying, like, wasn't looking to move Kovalenko, but getting a starting goalie midseason is hard. You got to give to get. Like, again, I think Colorado was a little bit over a barrel here because, again, like, this is a team. When you look at the Colorado Avalanche, like, this team is a team that wants to be
and like win the
a
Stanley
cup.
again.
They want to win the cup, right? And obviously, like, Georgiev kind of tanked them last year. He's had a really rough go this year. This is a team with Stanley Cup aspirations, and it's hard to get things going, right? Chris McFarland says Sharks GM Mike Greer was fantastic to deal with, and that this was a difficult deal to get done. Sounds like it took some grinding to get this one over the line.
Mike Greer seems to just make good connections with all the GMs. Like, I know there's, you know what I mean? Like, he'll do little favors for teams and people get mad at him for it. Like, the Preds chose to give us Askarov, and I'm sure they had better off. The word was they had better offers on the table or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm reading too much into that. But that means Vanacek's probably getting the start versus Carolina. So, oh God, I'm scared.
Yeah, I think, like, and that's the only thing that concerns me, I think, is just that. And again, maybe Georgiev comes in here and
proves
rocks
Ian
it, right?
Reed wrong.
Maybe he proves me wrong. It's been known to happen. However, I think that's the one thing that makes me worried about. Like, obviously, I still think, like, I have been on the team of, like, this team isn't good. This defense isn't good enough for this team to do anything. You know, like, I've been on, like, this is the rebuild is still happening. I've been very much on that train all year. But you did start to enjoy, like, when the Sharks went on that little run there, like, it was fun, right? And I do worry that, like, again, I think, like I said at the top of the show, my concern here is that the Sharks become a little unwatchable again, which I'm hoping isn't the case. No, I think you're right. Celebrini will help keep them watchable.
Yeah, I mean, I think Celebrini, and then once Smith gets healthy, they'll definitely help keep it watchable. But the thing is with the Sharks this year, now granted, their offense did go a little stale here, but they can also actually score this year. We saw that. They can score goals.
Jesse.
Oh my God.
Saw this team threatening not to be a lotto team. Is like, nah, I got this. Yeah.
I mean, he saw Matthew Schaefer and he was like, yes, that's what I need. I don't want to actually say that's what Greer did, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, let's just be shit one more year, get this elite number one D-man, and we can move on with life.
Yeah, I think I don't know if Schaefer is their target. I mean, it would make a lot of sense to me.
I'm already talking about the draft. That should show you now what I think
about the draft in December. But
dude,
I mean,
your starting goaltandem is Georgiev and Vanacek.
Vanacek. Oh, God help us all. All right, here's the one thing I do need from Georgiev though.
Oh,
he needs a cool mask.
Oh, that's what we're going.
Okay. That's what I need. I just need that's all I need from Georgiev. I just need Georgiev to have a cool mask. Have a cool mask. We'll be okay.
Miles Wood up front, Scott Wedgwood.
Oh yeah, they got all the
they have got a lot of they're gonna also rock some woodish gloves and it's gonna be great. Yeah. No, I mean, listen, we know the Sharks are not making the playoffs now, so we can all calm our titties about that.
Yeah,
and they have a tough schedule.
They do.
And next season it's gonna be Askarov's net. It'll
be I think the timeline for Askarov is still next season or like the end of this season. It's again.
Yeah. Any other final thoughts to this chaos?
No, I mean, like, I think when the Sharks do good, it's good.
Yeah.
Like I feel like this is a good trade. I never saw first being in the cards. Like, I know people are disappointed that there's not a first. I just never saw first being in the cards for Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah. No, for sure. Sorry. But yeah, so that's what the Sharks did today, and we'll see how our goalies look like. Nabokov, you have some work to do, good sir.
Yeah, and again, right? Like, and the thing that I like about this is, again, with Georgiev, is that, like, if nothing works and he still continues to be the same Georgiev that we've seen from him the last couple of years, it's the deal's over at the end of the season.
You can also just send
It's
him
over.
down to the CUDA if you really want to.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that. I'm just saying,
I'm
if
just
things
saying,
get really bad, like you can always do that.
All right. Well, Mikhail Granlund, you are now on notice. You are
Who else is on the next train? Honestly, it's probably Granlund's the next
Granlund,
guy.
right? I feel like Granlund's the only guy they have now
Granlund.
that would.
I
get
mean,
them
Cunnin
anything
has
decent.
8 goals. I'd like to think he can fetch you a low pick. Ruda. They have a lot of guys on expiring deals. It's just going to depend what Greer thinks their value is and what he can get for them.
Yeah.
If Luke Cunnin gets anything higher than a 4th, I'll be shocked. My jaw will drop.
Fucking Luke Cunnin. They're not trading him.
They will trade him.
I think it's just like, I think it's a situation.
No, they got to trade Bordeleau too. No, I'm joking.
Like, it's a situation where I think, again, like, I think obviously if you're looking for who could be next, I think it's Granlund.
Zetterlund's an RFA.
Yeah, Zetterlund's an RFA. He's a controlled asset.
He's a controlled asset. Sturm is another guy who could get you something at the deadline.
Yeah, Nico Sturm, I think, is a guy, like, as a deadline deal, he's the kind of guy that teams generally do go and pick up.
Yeah, but I don't think the Sharks are trading Zetterlund. I think he's part of their future core.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Cunnin for... Oh my God. I'm not... Nope, we're not reading that one.
All right. Anything else before we wrap this up?
When the Sharks do good, it's good.
Yeah, when the Sharks do good, it's good. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you missed it or want to watch it again or anything else we do, you can find it right here on our YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed, now is the perfect time to do so. If you like this video, hitting the like button's all you have to do. If you think we're an idiot and we did something stupid, let us know in the comments. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope that we are not maybe we do want to be crying in the club the next time the Sharks play. I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Ian got his favorite goaltender to be a San Jose Shark. So
this makes my head hurt. All right, have a good night. We'll see you next time.